Heather, I'm Lenny Slagan.
And I'm Bob Grip. Tonight, the Prichard Water Board held its first meeting since that announcement last week that it would not be taken over by Mobile's water system known as Moss.
Fox 10 News reporter Renee Dials was at that meeting. She's in studio tonight to tell us what happened.
Well, Lenise and Bob, all 5 board members were at tonight's meeting. So were a lot of citizens who want to know what's next for the utility. But their search for answers tonight ended with disappointment. The Prichard Water Board members met before a standing room only crowd tonight. Many in the audience had the same concern as Steve Wallace, who says water bills are still outrageous.
That's just crazy. It's crazy, you know. Something really need to be done. Something really need to be done, you know. It's been a long time coming, and it's time for change.
The change was supposed to happen with the takeover of the utility by the Mobile Area Water and Sewer System. But last week, Moss said it couldn't afford to take control of Prichard Water. Moss accuses the board of sabotaging the effort by signing a multi-million-dollar contract with a management company just days after the June referendum. Shortly after the meeting got underway, the board told the room full of people it was going into executive session to discuss a pending lawsuit and would not return. Here's what happened when we tried to get them to answer some questions.
Did you all have some meetings this morning? Excuse me.
Howard Porter says he's concerned the board may have violated Alabama's open meeting law earlier today.
The Prichard Water Board tried to have a secret meeting today under the guise of the fact that they were going to deal with refinancing a bond issue.
We did ask the board lawyer about the rumored secret meeting.
Well, if they want to call a meeting, there's a process in the Alabama Open Meetings Act they have to do so. But if 2 board members, not a quorum, want to meet and talk, they have every right to do that.
The Water Board attorney, Jay Ross, you saw just then, announced just before the board members left to go into executive session that they would not comment on last week's announcement by Moss.
So what options do people have here?
Well, Bob, it would appear to be limited at this point. You know, the water board members are not really that accessible to the public. They actually park in a fenced-in barbed-wired area behind the building, so people can't go in to ask them questions before the meeting and then after the meeting when they just leave without answering questions. Now, this is the agenda, and there's no place on this agenda for the public to make comments or ask questions.
No Q&A scheduled at all.
Nothing. Now, there are the concerned citizens of Prichard. They also met after this meeting later tonight. They met with State Representative Vivian Figures because they are trying to determine what their next move should be as well.
And Napoleon Bracey also involved in that next step forward,
Exactly.
too.
And you're going to keep asking questions about this?
I certainly will.
All right. Thanks, Renee. Last week's decision not to take over the Prichard Water Board comes after 2 votes on the matter. The system. In a statewide referendum in 2012, 69% of voters approved the takeover. But the Alabama Supreme Court ruled that it should only have been a Mobile County election.
Well, then in June, 52% of Mobile County voters approved the takeover. It's an idea that won't happen now.